Hey Void, day 19, back to Netflix. And, well, this is where definitely the amount I've been watching on Netflix is skewing my queue quite a bit. So, a lot of the first things that are popping up are now looking in relation to things I've been watching. So, it's only going to be so random from Netflix from now on, but at least Tubi and Shudder will continue to be utterly. But this one, well, we did The Conjuring earlier. Might as well go Conjuring 2, which I'd seen before, but only once, so it was nice to see it again. Now, this is no Conjuring, but it ain't bad either. As far as horror sequels go, it's pretty well done. But I do have some thoughts, complaints, criticisms. And the main one for this one is it's too damn long. It does not need to be this long. So, the original Conjuring, how long was that one? Just looking that up quick. It was about an hour and 50, so already pretty lengthy. This one goes on an extra 20 minutes longer than that. So, bit much. Conjuring 2 came out in 2016, 3 years after the original Conjuring. And, yeah. So, this one, it's set place after The Conjuring from the Ed and Lorraine Warren are back at it again. This one giving us a little details, filling in, and also introduces the demon nun Valak, which got its own spin-off movie, The Nun, which I reviewed about a year ago. So with this one, after reviewing this, I will have reviewed most of the Conjuring series, with the exception of Conjuring 3, Annabelle, and Annabelle Creation. So, I'm getting there. And I do own Annabelle and Annabelle Creation, so I can get to those at my leisure. Well. So, this one, it's pretty good. I'll give it that. This one focuses around a family in England, and they are, well, be in the midst of a bunch of turmoil due to a messy divorce, some kids having problems at school, bullying, becomes kind of a boiler pressure cooker, in which case the malevolent spirit seems to be moving in, playing upon the 11-year-old daughter of this family. Now, in doing so, it seems to be the ghost of an old man who goes by, was it Bill or William? Anyway, he's demanding that they leave his house, and seems to be using the little girl to torment and otherwise harass everyone else. So, yeah. It's done pretty well, actually. So, it does keep some twists and turns on whether there's actually a haunting or not, or more from the characters' perspectives. We know it's haunting. We keep seeing the ghost. But a lot of things keep just almost showing it to the Lorraine and Ed Warren, or a lot of hauntings are going to people who already would believe it, but the skeptics keep missing it. I will say it was nice that when the family starts getting haunted, they don't mess around with the family believing, disbelieving, like they did in the first, which they did in the first one also. They kept it pretty good there. This one, though, the mother was initially disbelieving. As soon as the dresser slid across the floor, nope, she's on board with something weird is going on. Now, this one did got the whole nun thing going, which, yes, it's a creepy design, I will say that. But the nun itself takes up a bit too much of this film. That's where a lot of the extra runtime comes from. I know it is an important component here, considering how it does tie in with the London case, but some of it could be even trimmed. which the Nun got its own spin-off, which was only okay. There's also rumors that one of the other entities in this one, the Crooked Man, which I will say was a great design. I love the look of the Crooked Man in this thing. Was also going to get a spin-off, but that really seems highly unnecessary. And I honestly, as much as I did, the Crooked Man was my favorite thing in this movie. I really don't think it needs a spin-off. So please don't. Please. So the effects, they still hold up pretty well. Some of it is obvious CG, but it's not badly done CG, and it's not overused. Except one bit at the end. Now, with the Demon Nun, I don't know if this is really spoiler territory anymore, but essentially, when the nun's just doing the nun thing, it's creepy. When it's doing this nun demon thing with this mouth thing, that is creepy. But at the end, when they're actually kind of trying to force it back and it goes off full on demon thing, that looks a little silly. Didn't need to go that far. Some half be between would have been okay, and then cut it off. But I will say, when the little girl's getting possessed, she does get some creepy looks, particularly the way her eyes are. That is definitely a good point to it. So overall, it was a pleasant experience. The movie doesn't really drag, but it does feel it is a long movie. So that I can't give this one like the highest 5-star rating I gave the first one because it's trying to be up there, but it isn't. The ghosts are creative and inventive looking. I mean, the old man ghost is only so-so, but the crooked man and the look of the nun itself, which, I'm sorry, I keep seeing Marilyn Manson when at the nun. Am I the only one who just, when it's, before it's doing any sort of freak out things, is just standing there? It looks like Marilyn Manson in white face paint. I'm pretty sure I've seen him done up in a very similar getup. Could just be me, but I see it every time. Anyway, the acting in this is good. Everything does pull together very nicely. It's directed by James Wan, so he does a good job with it. And I know he also has hand on the screenplay, but I think like 9 other people did also. So, and I know that, but the original story was done by him, and it is clearly building into something here. So this one I'm gonna give a 4 MacGuffin 2. Like, I gave some of the other Conjuring ones a 3, and it's better than most of them. I think only Annabelle Comes Home I'd put in the same era as it, with the exception of the original Conjuring up at top. So, I'd give this one 4 MacGuffins. It's worth seeing, if nothing else, just for the creativity into how the ghosts look, move, and act. And this movie does build up some decent amount of tensions in a couple scenes. Not every scene. Not like it doesn't have the same palpable aura of dread that the original Conjuring had, but there is definitely some tense moments. So it's well worth the time, but it is a time investment. All right, so one day down, and we're starting to get into the home stretch. So day 20 tomorrow, I'm back to Tubi, and I have no idea what I'm going to be seeing. That's definitely the most random one. But hey, it was rather kind to me last time, so maybe I'll get lucky again. Have a good night.